will introduce shortly what Komodo is and how the community works and why it's a special community and ecosystem. And then because Komodo, the team behind Komodo is also the team behind barv The Hague. But as Bart already said, for the guys who are new here, there's two bars, so you're not confused. It's really true. Decentralized barv, so to say. And so the barv The Hague program is actually completely decentralized. So it's not running on the Komodo chain or something. It's a completely decentralized thing. You can compare it to the client you use to download torrent files, for instance. That's also a decentralized thing. But the team behind Komodo is also the team behind barv The Hague because they think it's really important that that you are in control of your own private keys. If you are trading on a centralized exchange, you're not in control of your private keys, so you're not in control of your money, and you have always the risk of censorship. Or even, as in some countries, you're not allowed to use a centralized exchange. So to avoid that kind of problems and still be able to trade stuff, you need decentralized solutions. So they thought it was important, so they allocated budget to make it work. And Chris will later tell all about barv The Hague and why it's special in its own special way. I wanted to address first why it is important for the Komodo community that we have this event today, because it's really cool. We are here now with something like 20 people, and the tweets and stuff that we broadcasted about this event, they really went kind of viral within the community. And that's really nice to see. And that's also the reason that Komodo pioneers said, well, if this is the kind of events that we like, and if we get elected in this year's election for notary notes, we will sponsor this event and future events like this, because it's very important for the success of a system like barv The Hague and also for the success of a community like Komodo, that people start actually using it. Because that's where the value comes from. It's from the actual use of stuff. And if you have a good working decentralized exchange, but nobody is exchanging stuff, then it's not going to work. Now we had with the Blockbar team, we had discussions a few months ago about how to generate basic incomes, and then we have all these ideas like you should more see it as a passive income, so you have to, it's not like a basic income that's just money falling from the sky. You have to do something for it, but there's various ways to have a kind of a passive income. Last week Bert even showed some people, including me, to make an account on earn.com, and you earn actually coins by answering questions and doing stuff that we already do without earning coins. So that's a nice way of generating some bucks. But becoming a liquidity provider as well is also a way of generating money on the spread that there is between markets. And with a Raspberry Pi, you can have it always on, and it earns money for you while you are sleeping. But of course, you have to set it up, so it's not completely effortless, but if it works, it works. And we're going to learn about that today. But first, about the Komodo platform and community. I think if you look at Komodo, it's a blockchain with proof of work. And so we have all these blocks. And it's based on Zcash. So it's a privacy coin with its own proof of work. The special thing about Komodo actually is put the KMD, is that it secures itself into the Bitcoin blockchain. So here we have BTC, and it puts a hash, each 10 minutes puts a hash into the Bitcoin blockchain and back. And so it inherits security from Bitcoin. If you tamper with blocks afterwards, you not only have to convince the miners that your tampered blockchain is true, but you also have to do something about the security which is set into the Bitcoin blockchain. So that's a function, a special function which is done by notary nodes. So they're not miners, they're notarizing stuff into the Bitcoin blockchain. And at Komodo they have a name for that, and they call it delayed proof of work. And that's because there's a 10-minute delay in this with Bitcoin. So once they got it working really good, they thought, well, we can actually do it again and again. So they had asset chains underneath, which can be your own asset chain. It's like an ERC20 token with its own blockchain. You can view it that way. So an asset chain inherits the base technology of Komodo, and you can put your own technology on top if you want. And you don't have to worry about the base technology because the Komodo team takes care of that. It's built that way. And the asset chains they have proof of work as well, a bit lighter because you have less miners, probably. So you do the same to the Komodo chain. So you do delayed proof of work in the Komodo chain, which does delayed proof of work in the Bitcoin chain, etc. So you have the security here as well. This is also done by notary nodes. And so these asset chains are very nice for developers and business consultants to envision like new projects. Same with Ethereum, ERC20 or other tokens, that you can envision all kinds of products and things to build upon. It's really nice. And Komodo also has a bunch of assets defined, which are like revenue-based assets. You can picture them as well here. They might not all have Komodo asset chains. Some are Bitcoin clones or whatever. But the funny thing is that all these asset chains and assets of Komodo, you will find them all in the BarterDEX, and they're tradable within the BarterDEX. The cool thing is there's one asset, it's called DEX, and all the if for each transaction that is made in BarterDEX, there is a very small fee collected for the trade, for the system, and the revenue of that fee goes to for the largest part goes to the DEX asset. So if you have them, and BarterDEX becomes really popular, you will get a revenue share from these DEX assets. I think they will be paid in Komodos. So that's the connection between BarterDEX and Komodo is in the assets. Well, you will later find out that there's a lot of coins already in BarterDEX. There's a lot of assets also in BarterDEX. So you will, if you search for it, you will see DEX as one of them. So basically, I wanted to tell you about this, also to tell you about the notary nodes. So I'm part of the team Komodo Pioneers, which is a notary node, or which is a wannabe notary node, I should say, because the elections are still running. And if you do this, you earn money. And the Komodo Pioneers said, well, there should be at least one notary node that has the ambition to not collect all this money they earn for themselves, but to reinvest it into the community. And the best reinvestment to do is actually sponsor events like this, all over the world and make people aware of Komodo and make people using Komodo. So if the use increases, the value increases, and everybody's happy. So that is basically why the Komodo pioneers are very enthusiastic about this kind of events. And I can tell you, if we look at the tweets, Bart puts one up, and you see that there's a lot of people in the community who like it and retweet it and talk about it. Also in the Slack, you saw really a lot of people talking about it. We had one guy, Ponzi. Ponzi is a Komodo whale, and he said, "Dear Blockbar, send us your Komodo address. I'll fund you guys some money. You can, or some Komodo. You can use it, for instance, to buy lunch or to set a price." So we'll discuss later what we do with that. But that's how enthusiastic these people are, because Ponzi is actually a competing notary node. So he likes the idea so much that he said, "I'll join in." There was another guy, OX03. Is a guy from the Slack. It's a German guy, and he said, "I like it so much what you guys are doing. I'll send you a bunch of Raspberry Pis so you can use them." But unfortunately, he said that yesterday, so they will be here like next week somewhere. But of course, it's very funny, and if we have a next workshop about this subject, we can use them for the people who don't have them, because we think there might be a very interesting next episode for this Raspberry Pi workshop. But we'll come back on that later. But there are some good follow-ups that we think of. So I will now ask Chris, also known as Diesmaster, to do his presentation about barv, and then he can tell you all about what barv actually is, how it looks, etc. Thank you.